What's up again, guys? Brian here, the Three Topics Gamer here, to give you another episode of my weekly Q&A to help with people's questions, where I answer some questions that have been sent to you over the past week. I'm pretty sure this episode's going to be significantly shorter. I only got like 4 questions for this episode, and they're all kind of pretty standard and simple. There were other questions I was able to answer in the comment sections of the previous video, so if you don't see them in this video, you know where to check to see where your answers are. But like always, before we start, if you happen to enjoy this video by the end, do not forget to give this video a thumbs up and press the subscribe button if you have to look to more videos like this one in the future. And starting off with the first question coming from Ducky Cracker 68, you want to know, have I played any of the Lego Star Wars games? Yeah, I haven't played all of them. But I think the one I ended up liking the most was probably Lego Star Wars Complete Saga that went from episodes 1 to 6. I do recall playing the Harry Potter ones, but I do think in terms of franchise, in terms of game style for that style of Lego games, I think the Star Wars games are certainly a step above the Harry Potter ones. I believe so. Yeah. Next question comes from Burke. You want to know, are there any game characters I feel are too overpowered for their own development? Yeah. Pretty much every single final boss in any JRPG I've ever played. But that's kind of the point. They're supposed to kind of feel somewhat overpowered. But then again, when you level grind so much, sometimes they don't feel that powerful. And there's some villains that don't get that much screen time, and so when you get to the end, they're just massively powerful. It's just like, wow, this guy kind of was so powerful, but we didn't get to see too much of him. But I think that's kind of how they all work. So yeah, but that's not really an issue. At this point, I've just kind of accepted that that's just how final bosses like that are supposed to work. Next question comes from Salem Grimes Goku-san. You want to know, would I like to see an Assassin's Creed during the Salem witch trials in Dutch Golden Age? Probably not, because I don't really know much about either of those eras. I mean, I remember seeing a movie in high school about the Salem witch trials, and I don't know anything about the Dutch Golden Age, so I can't really say that I would want an Assassin's Creed game focused in the area, simply because I don't know about those two eras. And the last question of the episode comes from CH Celebrity, and you want to know, do I think that Joaquin Phoenix did a better Joker, Thor, Heath Ledger? I don't really think I think it's a little disrespectful to try to say who did better with their performances, simply because they were two different actors playing two different Jokers for two different types of different movies. So to try to say one did better than the other just doesn't seem right. Joaquin Phoenix's performance as his version of the Joker worked in his unique movie. Heath Ledger's version of the Joker worked well in his type of movie. If you tried switching them, they probably wouldn't work. So I don't think either one did a better job than the other in any capacity. They both did an absolutely incredible job in the movies that they were placed in. And so to say who did a better job just doesn't seem right to me. They both did phenomenal. They both did, obviously deserve the Oscars that they got. So no, I'm not going to say whether Heath Ledger or Joaquin Phoenix did a better job, because they both did exactly what they needed to do and more in the movies that they were placed in. And I think that's how it should be. So that pretty much sums up the 4 main questions that I was able to get for this particular video. I'd like to thank the 4 of you that managed to get your questions into this particular video, as well as everyone else who sent in your questions that I was able to answer in the comment section of the previous video. If you guys have any more questions you'd like me to answer in next week's episode, be sure to type them in the comments down below, but make sure you get them to me roughly before Wednesday or before noon. And remember that it is 1 question per person. And like always, thank you guys for watching. You're awesome, and I will see you next week.